Welcome to another DirectTuition training video, and in this video we will be looking at the AQA C2 paper which took place on May the 13th, 2013. We'll be looking at question 3 in this video. So, question 3a part 1. Using the binomial expansion or otherwise, express 2 plus y cubed in the form a plus by plus cy squared plus y cubed, where a, b and c are integers, for 2 marks. So I'm going to do the full version, writing out the full working out, but some of you may be able to skip to the second or third line. So first of all, it's 3 choose 0, 2 to the power of 3, y to the power of 0, plus 3 choose 1, 2 to the power of 2, y to the power of 1, plus 3 choose 2, 2 to the power of 1, y to the power of 2, plus 3 choose 3, 2 to the power of 0, y to the power of 3. Next, let's start to simplify. 3 choose 0 is 1, y to the power of 0 is 1, 2 to the power of 3 is just 8. Next, 3 choose 1 is 3, I'll do the working out for this. 2 squared is 4, and then y to the 1 is just y. Plus 3 choose 2 is 3, times 2 to the power of 1, which is just 2, and times y squared. And finally 3 choose 3 is 1, 2 to the power of 0 is 1, and y to the power of 3, so it's just 1 times y cubed. Let's tidy this up even more. 8 plus 12y plus 6y squared plus y cubed. So this is written in the form that we wanted. So we have a plus by plus cy squared plus y cubed, where a equals 8, b equals 12, and c equals 6. Now, where do I think marks are awarded for this question? Well, I'd award the first mark for the working out here. So I'd give 1 mark for that. And then your second mark would have to be for your answer, which would be that. So, question 3a part 2. Hence, show that 2 plus x to the minus 2 cubed plus 2 minus x to the minus 2 cubed can be written in the form p plus q x to the minus 4, where p and q are integers, for 3 marks. So let's break this down into 2 separate binomials. This one first, and then this one. Now, if we match these up, they look very similar. The only difference is y has been replaced by x to the minus 2. So we're going to use the substitution, let y equal x to the power of minus 2, which you should know is 1 over x squared. So the expansion of 2 plus x to the minus 2 cubed is equal to, we're just going to copy that out, but instead of y, we're going to write 1 over x squared. So it's equal to 8 plus 12 times 1 over x squared plus 6 times 1 over x squared all squared plus 1 over x squared cubed. So now let's look at the second part of this. Right, the only difference between that and that is y has been replaced by minus x to the minus 2, which means minus 1 over x squared. So let's write out the expansion. Let's try and line them up exactly as well. So we have 2 minus x to the minus 2 cubed. So we're going to replace the expansion of that, but instead of y, we're going to replace by minus 1 over x squared. So the first value is 8, that's fine. Then the next value is plus 12 multiplied by minus 1 over x squared plus 6 times y squared, so that's minus 1 over x squared plus minus 1 over x squared cubed. Next, we're going to add these together. So this, add this. 2 plus x to the minus 2 cubed plus 2 minus x to the minus 2 cubed. 8 add 8 gives you 16. Now this is 12 over x squared and this is minus 12 over x squared. So these two will cancel each other out. So now let's have a look at the next term. So we have 1 over x squared, which will give you 1 over x to the power of 4. When you multiply that by 6, that gives you 6 over x to the power of 4 for the top. And same thing happens here. When you do minus 1 over x squared, we get a positive 1 over x to the 4, times by 6, so we get another positive 6 over x to the power of 4. So 6 over x to the 4, add 6 over x to the 4, gives you 12 over x to the power of 4. Now let's go to this one. We have 1 over x squared cubed, which will give you 1 over x to the power of 6, and minus 1 over x squared cubed, which will give you minus 1 over x to the power of 6. And when you add them together, they will simply cancel each other out. So your final answer is 16 plus 12 over x to the power of 4. Now, since we need to write it in this form, it will become 16 plus 12 x to the power of minus 4, where P equals 16 and Q equals 12. Now, where do I think the marks are awarded for this question? Well, first of all, for substituting that in and getting to an answer similar to this, I think that deserves 1 mark. Similarly here, getting to that deserves the other mark. And then finally, when you add them together, giving your final answer of that, I think that deserves the 3rd mark. So let's have a look at question 3b part 1. Hence, find the integral of that expression for 2 marks. Okay, now I've already written our answer from the previous part of the question, so we know that this add this equals 16 plus 12x to the minus 4. So the first thing we can do is we can replace this by that. So the integral of this is equal to the integral of 16 plus 12x to the power of minus 4 dx. Now, we can easily integrate this. So, integral of 16 is 16x plus the integral of 12x to the minus 4 is 12x, add 1 to the power, so that's minus 3, divided by your new power of minus 3, and then don't forget to add c. Let's tidy this up a little bit. 16x, and then 12 divided by minus 3 is minus 4x to the minus 3 plus c. Now that's enough to get the marks, but I always like to write this in the correct form. So this gives you 16x minus 4 over x cubed plus c. Now where do I personally think the marks are awarded for this question? The first mark I think is for integrating understanding that the integral of this is equal to the integral of this, and attempting to integrate the 16 to give you 16x. And finally, when you tidy this up, giving you minus 4x to the minus 3, I think that gets you your 2nd mark. So question 3b part 2, hence find the value of the integral of that same expression between the limits of 2 and 1. Now to save us some time, the answer to the previous part of the question I've written up here already. So all we're doing is we are integrating between the limits of 2 and 1. It's the same expression, so the answer is going to be the same. So it's going to be 16x minus 4 over x cubed. Now since it's a definite integral, because we're putting in the limits, we don't need the plus c. We put our square brackets around and we add our limits in 2 and 1. Now we can start to substitute in. So we have 16 times 2, which is 32, minus 4 over 2 cubed, which is 8. So 4 over 8, which is a half. Minus, now we substitute the 1 in. 16 times 1 is 16, minus 4 over x cubed, which is 4. We have that. So what does this simplify to? Well, we have 32 take away a half, which is 31.5, minus 16 take away 4, which is 12. 31.5 take away 12 is 19 and a half. Now where do I think the marks are awarded for this question? I think 1 mark is awarded for attempting to substitute these numbers into this. So I'd give 1 mark for something along the lines of that. And the final mark for getting the final answer of 19 and a half, or 19.5.